and 8.
They can go all in every hand.
They
That's
can,
very easy for me.
they can, but because they have, everybody has like around 100k, 200k, and the blinds are for, you have like 20, 30 big blinds. You can easily play poker, like don't have to. And
Fold.
because there's 8 people, you can also fold and wait until it comes around to you. And if there were 4 people, you would have to, because blinds come quicker. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a couple of hours, 3 hours, 4 hours.
Come on.
I think, well, you have one short stack, but that's pretty much it. The rest of them have
Look at the
different.
camera. The tiny one. Have you seen it? There.
Hmm?
Tiny camera.
Hey!
Nice.
Nice. Stupid. Other. Wanna go home? Finish at half 9.
9:30? What time you start? Did you start? 9:30 what? The morning? No. We're talking night. Morning.
Night.
Night.
Half 11.
Ah, okay, okay.
So 10 hours. Yeah.
10
I
hours.
only work weekends.
You started at time?
Sorry?
You started the time?
Yeah, half 11. So
11:30.
finishing at half 9, so that's 10 hours.
It looks like that we finish 11:30 midnight. Looks like. Looks.
I don't know. I only work weekends.
Then they decided not to give me a contract because that's how Luton works. They only give 2 hours presenting over the entire. And I came to study at the University of Southampton and applied again and 4 months working. So total 1 year and something.
What? What are you studying?
Fashion design.
Sorry?
Fashion design.
Fashion. Nice.
Yeah, to the clothes. What?
Just you spread.
Yeah, but I do it both ways so it stays in the same. Well, they always teach me to do it both ways. Gotcha.
What?
Oh, I have the small camera again. Look, I have the ace, right? I can turn the ace. Turns to the 2. Got it? Ace. Let me try to do it. 2.
It looks good. It looks good.
Oh,
Hey.
I'm
What's
playing
it? A small stack. Seriously?
with a small stack. Problem me, I'm not allowed to work to play in casino.
I've heard about your favourite. It's no good anyway.
The smallest
No,
stack is probably that one over there.
and then I'm just seeing because seeing how much money I can expect to try and get. Because like, if I'm in like eighth place and then I don't want to get in the eighth money, I don't want to get money. So
Fair enough.
that's me there.
You are. Oh, there.
Oh,
So
it's
you
fairly
have that one
decent.
over there, and you have this one over here.
So I'm most probably in seventh spot. Right? Okay, that's my
thing about poker, but I was a magician in my country. That's how it works. By law, I'm not allowed to work in a casino because I know how to play with cards. They said, "You're hired. Let's train you." Okay.
Yeah, but it's don't tell them here either, because
Huh?
they don't like it either. Here it's okay. They can still hire you, but it's not. They don't like it if you were a magician before.
It was easier to train me.
Yeah.
It was. I was quicker than everyone else at the time. I can't. Is this live? I hope not. Is it live? Now you tell me.
I don't think it is after this. It's not all that is messing with you.
The problem is, I can see me. She's with the website open. I'm there. Look. Yeah, the tiny one. Why the hell do you have hooks there? Oh, for someone very tall to put the jacket there. Isn't it? Sarah, quick question. Do you have tall people coming here? If you have very tall people coming here, because you have hangers in there, and I don't know how someone's going to hang the coat in there. Makes more sense.
Then actually tall people putting their hats on.
One day you're going to have someone to put in this. I hope. Cheap. So cold. He's honest. Hey there. You're here now.
Sorry?
You came from here to here.
Yeah,
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know what's happened.
This is the final table already, isn't it? Yeah.
No, missed deals. I take all cash. 100% he will flip a card over round about there. Every time. Send him back to Southampton. Make him walk.
to all your dealers. What? General. Yeah, 146. 1 minute 46. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Because this casino has a rule. The first table that you see is not going to be the first. It's going to be like 5 or 6. I think the first is somewhere over there.
That is actually good, yeah. Yes, yes. 60, 65, 75.
Oh, you want me to count it here? Come on. We can go slowly. Each thing has 20 chips. 20 plus 1, you have 2,000. 2, 4, 6. This is half, so we just have 1. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh,
75.
9. 9 and a half. 10. And a half. 100.
I quite liked having a lot of chips.
See? And you still complain.
Oh, great. And
Of course I'm going to complain.
Warm welcome back to Portsmouth, the Grosvenor Casino at Gunwharf Quays. We're just getting players settled down to start the final table. We've just been doing a bit of a chip up during the break, so we just need to wait for the players to come back and actually just make sure they're quite happy with everything that's been chipped up. Whilst they're doing that, and you can see that happening on the screen, I'll just run you through who we've got in our final 9 here. In seat 1 with 240,000 is Ben Kimber. In seat 2 with 280,000 is Diary Kidir. In seat 3, our short stack at the table is Patrick Newman with 57,000. Seat 4, Kyle Pulicino with 260,000. Seat 5 is Aaron Swaziland with 142,000. Seat 6, Michael Ingram with 207,000. Seat 7 is Kieran Collins with 249,000. In seat 8 is Scott Berridge on 135,000, and in seat 9 will be Tony Johnson, our chip leader at the final table, with 306,000. So these guys are all guaranteed £240. Top prize today is £2,855 with a Destination Vegas 2017 package worth £1,750 added for the winner. Top 3 also get APAT medals. And as per usual APAT rules, there are no deals on a final table. This is a national championship event, so it's a play for the win.
They can't control it. They say they don't have the control. You can only get a heater and put the heater on you. They can't turn it off. We asked them yesterday.
it's freezing.
What do you think? I'm sat there like that.
Do you know what? I didn't think the coat goes back on. I wish I put my hoodie.
So we've got, it would appear we have 9 players sat down, which is always a good start. So whilst we're just clearing away the last of the chips.
So just to remind you guys, okay, this is our national championship event. Okay, you're playing for the gold, silver, and bronze medal for the top 3. On the winner, it's an added value package of a trip to Las Vegas, so it's not coming out of the prize pool. So the winner gets first place cash, and he gets the added value of going to Vegas with us. You can do what you want with that Vegas trip, but someone must travel. So you can give it away, you can sell it, you can change it to someone else's name, whatever you want, and I'll contact the winner with that. Okay? And just to remind you, because it's our UKL National Championship event, there are no deals in the event. Okay? Okay? Good luck, guys. Best of luck to you.
Okay, guys, lines are still 4 and 8 with 800 ante. 10 minutes remaining of this hour.
Yeah, I tried down the other table, it didn't work.
We've been here for quite a while if we've on 2 and 4.
Speak for yourself. They always do.
I didn't think I had. I was just waiting to be asked for that, so.
Try and keep in the blind.
So here we go.
Have you dealt too many? Miss Deal.
Yeah, but you put your chips in front of you.
Yeah, no, well,
Because he's got a camera in the middle of him, he doesn't know what side to go.
Oh, we'll call that one a false start. Miss Deal first hand in.
yeah, can too. Playing crazy pineapple.
So, as I was saying, for those who just joined us late, where have you been? Seriously, you have missed so much today. Luckily, I still have some co-commentators left for me. Tristan's still about, Simon's still about, Chris is still hanging. Chris hanging on, yeah.
Yeah, still here.
Excellent. Chris is still here, so.
We will be here as long as Tony is still in competition.
Right, so if you want some decent commentary, then you need Tony to go pretty much to win. No, to win. Otherwise, you're going to be left with me. So let me just run you through this. So Ben Kimber, seat 1, 240,000. Diari Kidir, 280,000 in seat 2. Patrick Newman, our short stack, 57,000 in seat 3. Kyle Policino, 260,000 in seat 4. Aaron Swazland in seat 5 with 142,000. Michael Ingram, 207,000 in seat 6. Kieran Collins, 249,000 in seat 7. Scott Berridge, 135,000 in seat 8. And our chip leader, the one we all want to go deep, so Simon and Chris stay here until the early hours of the morning. Yeah, it won't be that late, folks, honestly. Tony Johnson with 306,000.
It's remarkably even, actually. I mean, no.
Feels like this could last a while, really. What do you think, Chris?
Well, certainly, yes. Looks like we have got a reasonable number of big blinds in play. So we've got an average of, what's that, 26 big blind average, which for an APAC final table is certainly going to allow some play.
Yeah, there's no real big stack. Now, normally we come into a final table like this and you've got somebody that's got a pretty decent, somebody a 500,000 chips, but it doesn't seem to be that. How does that change the dynamic of a final table? Obviously, big jumps coming cash-wise.
I think people are going to play more snug.
You also say big jumps, Lee, but actually, I've got to be honest with you, we're looking at pretty small increments, certainly.
Well, I was talking more about the size of the money up top compared to they're all guaranteed 240 quid at the moment, whereas top prize is 10 times that.
It's almost about 400 bit K, isn't it?
Yeah, and with the added value as well. Yeah, so what? I mean, even more reason just to be playing for the win here, or are you trying to ladder out, and what do you do?
Any value in laddering at this stage, certainly.
I think let's face it, the difference between first and second is so great. Certainly with the added value of the seat, that I would have assumed that most players would be playing for the win. Now, whether that strategy is to sort of ramp up the aggression and try and take control of the table, or whether their approach is to sort of, sit there, try and wait for hands.
I mean, really, it all boils down to how good of a laptop do you want.
Exactly.
For those who are only joining us for the final table, we are
crowdfunding for Chris Webber's laptop.
Unfortunately, for those that weren't watching earlier on, have only tuned in for the final table. Chris played the event today, made day 2.
Congratulations. How much did you cash from?
You fucker.
Chris, unfortunately, was our bubble boy. Went out in 14th place. Simon played the event this weekend. How much did you cash for?
At one point, I got a free. I made my money in Coca-Cola, coffee, and still spring water, which is all complimentary in the Grosvenor Casino, Portsmouth.
They've been absolutely superb here. So it's quite a small card room, but we absolutely rammed it yesterday. 110 runners. They had a couple of tables outside, 15 alternates as well, made 125 runners in total. Gave us a prize pool of £9,375. Say, stick the package on top. It's pretty much 11 grand.
Not bad for a weekend's work, Lee. Not bad for a weekend's work.
And I have to say, perhaps I'm a little bit biased living just down the road, but I certainly hope that Portsmouth does find its way onto the regular APAC schedule. I don't know if you can sort of tell us about that, Lee, if you think that's likely to happen, or
we're already starting to talk about it now. I know we've still got another 4 months of season 10 to go, but we're already kind of looking at venues and seeing where have things worked and where they haven't. I think the South Coast. I'm from down here as well, Chris. So
the South Coast is starving out. I mean, obviously you have to appreciate. Obviously, people who operate live in the Midlands. It's a lot easier for them to commute. You've got people at the very south or the very north of the country. I think we
I've said we've got an all-in call on the feature table. It's Ace Queen against Ace King. It's the Ace Queen of Patrick against the Ace King. It's blind on blind, so it's the Ace Queen at risk. Jack 5-5 is chopping possibilities there. Chop-opportunities, as they say. 6 on the turn and 7 on the river, and we're going to lose Patrick. First out on the final table. He's going to be out in ninth place.
Good news for Tony, bad news for everyone who is listening in, because obviously the longer Tony's here, the longer me and Simon are on the commentary.
Sorry.
So yes, we do apologise in advance.
So Tony
Chris
Johnson adds to his stack, and we lose Patrick.
He still has to drive home.
Chris is not drinking enough to be very inappropriate, so I'm still hoping.
I think obnoxious is the word you're looking for.
Inappropriate, obnoxious, all the same thing. So this up top, £2,800 and a Vegas packet. I'm presuming that's a daily wage for somebody like you, Lee, with your tournament record.
It's many laptops, isn't it, Lee?
So many laptops. How many laptops do you own?
I've got 1 or 2.
1 or 2, 5 or 6.
I've got, well, no. To be fair, I've got one which pretty much covers me off for most things, so it's a pretty good.
What are these most things that you need multiple laptops for?
Well, all the wonderful APAT marketing and promo stuff that you get coming across your Facebook feed on a daily basis.
Sickening, absolutely sickening.
Nice save. There is a link to Lee Wiltshire's most visited websites below this YouTube video.
It's the Hendon Mob of Lee Wiltshire.
How many times a day do you visit your own Hendon Mob page?
Just to make sure it's still there. Absolutely. Did that really happen?
It does feel like it should have expired, as it's
getting that point where you tell the story so often, you think, well, did it really happen, or have I just made that up? Yeah.
Weren't you also telling me that the large banner of you that is in DTD, that you've specifically requested a replica to hang over your bed?
Absolutely. Actually, it's a pillow and duvet set, actually, but yeah.
And how did your good lady feel about that?
Oh, she was quite happy, yeah. Because obviously it's got my good side.
Something to keep her warm at night while you're at the APAT events.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to admit, it's embarrassing. I mean, when somebody wants a banner of you put up, go touring around the country, and what do you do?
Don't look very embarrassed. So poker is happening as well as banter, apparently. Epic bants.
So that was the short stack gone, who to be honest, we didn't think it would take that long with blinds at 4,000, 8,000. He started the final table with 57k, so it was always going to be a case of finding a spot.
Everyone's very unfortunate. I mean, obviously, as talented a player as Tony is, he's also a card rack. So, you get a queen with 8 big blinds, you're absolutely delighted. And, Tony somehow finds his king.
But that does move everybody else one closer to the Vegas package.
Indeed. One of these people are going to Vegas in the summer. One of these lucky souls. Now, do you think Mark Porter would have folded that ace-king?
I don't know, but I think Scott Berridge might have.
Yeah. Scott Berridge has form for folding ace-king.
Yeah, earlier on he did. So was it ace 10 and ace queen, and he said he folded ace king.
Yeah.
Wow, an amazing fold.
That may or may not
be factual. We've received notification that Ian Thompson, APAT legend Ian Thompson, is watching at home on a big screen.
He's at home. He's got it streaming on his TV at home in the front room.
No real excuse for not being here in person, but we'll.
But to be honest, having it on your TV in the front room on a Sunday night is just yeah, you can't argue with that, can you? Really.
There was an issue before.
That looked like a race pre that gets through.
I think we should actually probably learn these players' names rather than calling everyone John.
Well, we have their names on the thing.
That is helpful.
And Lee has already introduced those players to.
It is why you're paid the big money, son. To be fair. Insights like that. So we have now just moved on to our next blind level. The blinds are now 5,000, 10,000 with a 1,000 running ante.
The price of poker is going up.
So our average has just flipped back to 23 bigs again. So it is a very evenly stacked field. I mean, our big stack has 37 big blinds, and our short stack here still with 14 big blinds. So, Aaron Swaziland, who's at seat 5, he's got quite a simple game for him now. He's just got the 3 jam.
Does feel like
one would expect for any late position open, he will just be 3-betting his stack to leverage his chips.
Does feel like one big confrontation could swing this in or out of somebody's favour.
Certainly. And let's be honest, APAT have traditionally, obviously with the medals in play as well, it certainly allows a big stack to take advantage of those people that certainly do want to get a medal, and who wouldn't want a medal, son?
Medals are hugely important. You have medals?
I have some.
I have medals, some.
Is Ian listening?
Ian
Witts.
Yes. Ian Witts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Ian is hunting passionately for a medal. He hasn't achieved that honour yet.
I mean, in fairness to Ian, he has, for all of about a minute, had a bracelet where he did try on a bracelet that someone else won and then panicked, couldn't get it off, and was very fearful that he would have to spend the rest of his life with a bracelet on that wasn't his.
Hello, Ian Witts. There has been some confusion at this final table regarding.
We do seem to have the work experience dealer on that at the moment.
She doesn't look very experienced, does she?
No, it is a little bit unfortunate. I must admit, obviously, you get to the final table, you would hope to have one of the more experienced dealers on, but such is life. Actually, I don't care.
So for those of you that couldn't make Portsmouth this weekend, next weekend we have the online version of this. Are you guys going to be about for that?
Talk to us about the online version, Lee.
So it's Sunday, I think it's the 5th of December, 6 o'clock start, £30 buy-in, 500, well it is, 28 plus 2. I mean, where are you going to get rake at that?
So what we're saying here is that this crowdfund for Chris's laptop needs to start immediately.
Yeah, for you to get, yeah. With so that event has a £550 GUKPTC added for the winner. That's added value. Added
value.
on for the winner for a £30 tournament.
That's incredible value.
Every one of our online main events this year have had a £550 GUKPTC added for the winner.
Wow.
Didn't know that. Chris didn't know that. Well, obviously he's never listened to any of our streams before now, but yeah, but that's what happens. So that's a week tonight. 6 p.m. start. Really nice deep stack structure. Absolutely fantastic. Normally goes on till about 1-ish in the morning, something like that.
What could first place expect to win, excluding the seat?
So it normally gets somewhere between 80 and 100 runners. So you're probably looking at a prize pool of about 2,500, 3,000. So they'll pick up about 800 odd quid, roughly something like that, plus then a 550 seat on top. I'd say it's a super deep start. So, yeah, I think it's 15-minute levels. I think it is. Yeah. Or like 10k starting stack, something like that. So yeah. We run a PLO side event, just a £5 buy-in for that. The great thing, of course, about the buy-in for that is it's 30 quid, which means you can satellite in step 1s and step 2s from 25p if you want to. I think the 25p ones are on the half hour. The £5 step 2s are on the hour, so you can get in for absolute pittance into these events.
So you're saying that you can satellite into this tournament for pennies and essentially potentially win a huge amount of money.
Win a considerable amount of money. Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard of anybody doing that. That sounds incredible value.
The ROI on that will be quite impressive.
Well, obviously not as much as yours, but still strong.
Yours? Lee's?
No, Lee won a comp.
He's never mentioned that before.
No, he has. Has he? No, he definitely has.
No, I actually came second. It was the heads up in the APAT All Stars League that was played the other week.
Was that your first cash in that, Lee? Did you play 10 events and manage to cash?
I played all 12.
12.
Yeah, 12, and managed to cash in one.
How many did APAT legend Carl Pilgrim manage to cash in?
He played either 11 or 12 and didn't cash in any of them.
Although he did, from what I understand, sit out of most of them.
He kept forgetting they were on.
He kept forgetting that they were on, yes, that's right.
Still donated. You've got to love him for that, haven't you? Absolutely got to love him for that.
That guy.
Anything for APAT, anything for the APAT.
In all fairness, though, Carl Pilgrim has taken a fair amount of money out of the APAT community. It is only fair that he gives a little bit back. Discussing APAT stops this year, Lee. Any chance of London coming back onto the calendar? I mean, I understand that hotels are very, very, very expensive, according to some members of the APAT community. But I feel like London was missing.
Yeah, I mean the trouble is with any of these things, we run probably it's about 8 events a year live, maybe nine, something like that. And the difficulty is that every year, I guarantee you will have a similar conversation with somebody where they go, "Oh, I felt that was missing." I mean, for example, this year we've not done London. We also haven't done Coventry.
That's true. Yeah.
Coventry is a favourite destination. I appreciate there's probably outside circumstances that we as the players don't recognise, and I think we just have to accept that. You know, it's all well and good people sort of throwing their toys out the pram, but the fact is, let's be honest, APAT do the best they can for the players, and you know, decisions are made. And
yeah, I think the reality of it is we probably now got somewhere. I mean, we've been 10 years at this now, so we've probably got somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 venues that all could happily hold an APAT event. Each year, we can only go to 9 of those.
And I fully appreciate that you can't.
And some of them
please everyone, Lee, but
and also
I don't think you're trying hard enough to please me.
And some of them, and some of them are obviously fairly fixed. Like we want to have a Welsh Championship, so it's going to be in Cardiff. We want an Irish Championship. We want a Scottish Championship. So that's kind of 3 of them.
Could probably skip out Scotland.
Done.
To be fair. We have an all-in.
We have an all-in.
It is
all-in and a call.
Swaziland. And a call.
One thing that we do know
from Scotland
doesn't have is Ace King.
So Aaron's called and Scott's calling from the button. Scott's got Ace Jack. Aaron's got Ace 10.
And it looks like
I think it's the Ace Jack at risk. It's the Ace Jack at risk here. It's the Ace Jack at risk. Here comes the flop.
8-6-3 with 2 spades, Lee. 7 on the turn. And a 9 for the straight. Ace 10, rivers straight.
And we're going to lose Scott in 8th place. Probably best we don't grab him for an interview quite now after that run out.
He'll be here for a long period of time. We'll wait for him to cool down. He's still listening to house music on his headphones
may actually not have lost Scott. This could be very close.
Really?
You think it's closer, yeah?
Could be very close. I mean, if Scott is still in, it will be with an absolute pittance. But we may not have quite lost Scott just yet.
It's looking
I am
like
being told by Aaron that we have.
Hopefully
Although,
or
curiously,
otherwise.
Aaron's chip stack on our live stream does state 0.
Just reset it.
And Lee is just resetting it.
yeah, it's not. It does. I don't think it's even close.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, it's 3
Look a bit even there.
Yeah, no, we have lost Scott, ladies and gentlemen.
It's looking that way.
If not, then it's going to require something remarkable.
Yeah, and we do. We're going to lose Scott. Death by 1,000 cuts there, just in the chip count, but we're there.
I think it was a surprise to most people. I don't think Aaron actually realised he'd won the pot. He was rooting for the 10 so much that didn't recognise that he turned a straight draw. So it's extra sweet,
was
isn't
disguised,
it?
it was
When you won a pot and you don't know you've won it, that's extra nice. We've all been there.
Just for the viewers at home, Chris, what's happening here? Tony is collecting all the 100 chips. What's going on?
Well, we are racing off the chips.
We're joined by Scott Berridge. Do you want to say anything to all your fans at home?
My fans?
All your fans?
Oh, loads of them.
Ken might be watching.
Yeah, he's watching, yeah.
Oh, Ken McBride, my favourite. I had the pleasure. It's about me, Scott, and I appreciate that you've just busted in.
Yeah.
We will talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
But I had the pleasure of sitting next to Ken McBride all day yesterday.
Well, sorry, Simon, when you say all day, I mean,
know.
obviously you weren't actually in the tournament for that long, so for a number of hours, a couple of hours.
I know he bluffed you a few times.
He definitely did not bluff me a few
Oh,
times.
he did.
Ken McBride.
Oh, yeah.
I bluffed him by stealing his piece.
Yeah, right,
So
yeah.
Scott, another a great run.
Yeah,
Eighth
not
place.
too bad.
Happy with that?
Well, got it in ahead, what can I say?
Absolutely, got it. Ace 10 just got a bit unlucky there. Who are you rooting for now? Now that your chips have extinguished from existence.
No one.
No one. Yeah. Just fuck them all. Yeah. Scott Berridge, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. Apologies for any bad language on the stream. Lee has a filthy mouth. So we are down to our final 7 heroes at this final table, having lost Scott Berridge in 8th. Aaron with that win, has now chipped up nicely to 295k. It's our second place chipset now.
295, well, it stays 295. Seems slightly optimistic from Lee there.
295?
295k. Have you guessed? You have guessed. Lee is nodding.
How much do you think it is?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, he was all in for 120. And had the other guy covered. He has more chips than he had 5 minutes ago.
About 2.
Yeah, that's 2 without counting.
You made another £4.
Keep up with every hand, you just kind of go with it.
Guesstimate. So while we have this break in action, Lee, would it be a good opportunity to express the thanks, the work that Tom and Lucy do in this arena of poker?
And Lee?
Well,
oh, you're asking Lee, I appreciate it.
I'm asking Lee. I mean, he's not
I don't
going to
know.
thank himself.
I turned up this morning and I had to set up my own rigging.
That feels like a neglected opportunity.
Yeah.
But on a serious note,
I mean, they bought me a cup of tea, so.
well, that's more than they bought me. Did you get a cup of tea, Chris? No.
I'm fairly sure it was Tom's intention to get everyone absolutely hammered on the Friday night, though. So
Tom may have had a few drinks on Friday night. We may have been witness to that.
and the fact that we had to, Tom had to be escorted out of the casino at 4:30 in the morning on the Saturday was.
Because they shut, yeah? No. Oh, right. No. I was trying to help him out there, but obviously, yeah.
He made a new friend though, and if he's watching, still don't know your name or really care about it.
I must be honest, I'm quite surprised that casinos actually have wheelbarrows to allow this, but they do. So that's how Tom exited the casino on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning.
Is it fair to say that Tom drank his own weight in gin on Friday night?
Comfortably.
Comfortably. He's only small though, isn't he? He's only small. In stature, but not in character. What's going on here? Poker's being played apparently. Looks like we had a raise and a fold. Tony's decided that seat 10 wasn't befitting of such a gentleman and has moved into seat 9.
Appreciate. Tony actually quite likes to lounge, so we can surely see his feet up on the seat next
the
to
seats
him.
the feet are going up. It's a bold strategy to move seats at this point. Do you think it's going to pay off for him?
Anyway, you right then, Simon?
Somebody's giving Tristan a microphone. That feels like a mistake.
I've got loose on the microphone again.
Although to be fair, for all those who are actually interested in poker content, probably better. But Tristan does have a microphone.
Yeah. You can. There'll be a poll underneath this video whether you'd rather hear poker content or constant drunken drivel from members of Team Gotham. It's entirely up to you.
Where are we going, guys? 510k. Under the gun open, 25. Actions on 2C Johnson. Folds.
And that appears to be an all-in from Ben.
Quite a large all in here. I mean, we've got an open for 2.5x, and then we've got a jam for what looks to be around 28 bigs.
Oh. And a call, a snap call, and we have kings versus aces. The classic confrontation of two power hands.
Riskier, guys.
I would say the aces are probably. Oh no, actually, there's loads of flags. The aces are probably at risk, is what we're saying. Safe run out so far, and then a queen.
This is going to be.
This is an incredibly fast-moving APAC final table. So it already looks like we are down to 6, and if not, unfortunately Ben will be left with very little.
But do you not think also we've just had some
no, I
absolute
apologise,
monster
sorry.
hands clashing here?
Oh, absolutely.
Really,
yes.
just early on, it's just like it's not necessarily that they're playing it aggressive. It's just they're hitting some cards and they're getting the chips in.
Absolutely. I mean, I must confess, I've always been quite surprised at how snug APAC final tables invariably do play.
It's nice
to the point where they actually do blind themselves down to sort of very sort of 1 or 2 move stacks. You know, now we're actually going to have such a deep table.
There'll be some play in here.
There will actually be some play, so we will actually get to see some poker, which will obviously help some of the sort of perhaps more experienced players to utilise their chips. And
Well, let's think about the confrontations that we've had. We've had Ace King versus Ace 10, Ace Jack versus Ace 10,
we've had Ace Queen versus Ace King.
Ace Queen versus Ace King, Aces versus Kings, and as final tables are generally pretty short stacked. This appears to be taking a bit longer than it needs to be, but we're getting there eventually. And it looks like Ben might have chips back, and indeed he does. 222 is the count. And it goes.
So that's not too. Ben's still in with a few chips.
222,200 was the count. That has moved across now.
Very slowly, but it did move
Very
across
slowly to
eventually.
Kieran, who is the grateful recipient of those chips. Now, Tristan, the hood came down as those chips were being counted. Do you think we'll see the hood coming back up now?
Well, to be honest, I think it was just boredom in the duration of the time. It took for the chips to go over wide, the hood come down.
I was unsure whether he had hair, but it seems he does. It seems he does.
With the length of time, hair may have actually fallen out. So
I'd like to see the hood come back up. I think it will add to the credibility of his prowess, his obvious poker prowess.
I totally agree. I mean, he's under the gun now. If the hoodie goes back up, you know, I expect him to ship it in.
I think if the hoodie if the hood goes back up, are we putting him as favourite, instilling him as our new favourite? I think so.
I think so.
I
All right, 2C Johnson folds under the gun.
but it was a.
We have a. How much is this raise, Simon?
That's still up for debate, Diari.
We just had a big raise from Diari pre-flop. There's a small pair there.
We are seeing some huge hands on this final table, and that's just the dealer.
I've got nothing. No, I've got nothing.
Christopher Webber, dumbstruck, lost for words. Get used to it. You'll never see it again.
It's literally a first time for everything, really.
Blinds are still 5,000, 10,000 for another 24 minutes. 24 minutes of pure poker action.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Simon, but the hoodie, it's back on.
The hoodie is back up. He has been instilled as the new bookie's favourite.
Tony's obviously going to be quite happy here that the chips have found their way to the stack on his right rather than his left. Obviously, that's going to afford Tony some opportunities to tangle and utilise his position.
Interesting insight from multiple bracelet winner Chris Webber there.
So Kyle's going to min click this one. 20k. Tony's in the big.
And we see a defend.
Yeah, we're going to see a flop, guys.
flop is Queen, Queen 6. All red cards.
Yeah, the prime's out, Simon.
We see a check from Tony. Instant reach for chips from Kyle. And he bets 26,000.
This conversation is not just all I had now. I don't even think it was I think it was an accident. It wasn't even. No, it wasn't.
And Carl's going to win this one with Tony folding.
To be honest, I prefer losing like that than the river. Like, I can take
Yeah, because at least you've got 4 cards to try and
when
hit.
you're in front and you get rivered, it's like, oh, it's such a low blow.
I know, I've never had that feeling.
I had to double look at that queen.
Really?
Came out of the picture.
I know, you know, if I was a king, oh my god. I was hoping for a straight on the board. I was like, come on, take, come on. In case anyone's wondering, I've got about 65k. 75 with flop.
Okay, DRE 35k under the gun. Raise it up. He's going to take this pot down. Shows the ace king.
Curious that he did that. That's interesting. We're not going to much run on that.
Yep, you're back again, Brad. You can't do any worse than make 5 mistakes out of the first 7 hands. I've never known a dealer to do it.
Oh, that girl.
He raised 25, she said he raised 20. He called 15, she said he raised 10.
She's so sick, man. She gave me king when he had aces.
Oh, and she did that as well.
I wouldn't file a complaint.
I got given the second best hand in poker. I want to complain.
So Ben short stacked here, isn't he, Tristan? I think he's got about 80,000. So
Less than the blind at this one, so we just chipped out to about 17. Obviously, 7 or 8 bigs. Ultimately, he's got to find a hand. We just got to double.
so he'll be looking to get his stack in pretty quickly. Unfortunate situation.
The interesting thing is the problem for Ben is that he does have 2 very large stacks immediately on his right, such that they will almost always be opening when it folds around to late position. So he's not going to necessarily be able to move his stack in when it gets around late and just trying to pick up the blinds and antes. If it folds to him on the button, he should be moving in with any 2. But it's quite unlikely that he will actually get that opportunity because the big stacks kind of want to try and take down the blinds themselves.
And would you say they're more likely to call him wider because of their stack and they can afford the loss?
Are we saying if it's folded round to Ben and he moves in at the small and the big blind, might call him wider? Well, no, I still think he still has some sufficient fold equity. Ultimately, we're not playing that deep. Obviously, if everyone was a standard of 50 big blinds deep, then yeah, absolutely he's going to get called wider. But the fact is that his stack is still going to cause damage to to DRE and to Kyle, who would be the small and big blind to Ben's button.
Well, let's look at that. So if Ben doubled up through DRE, for example, then that would be approximately a quarter of, if not more, of DRE's stack. So actually a big hit to him. So although Ben is short stacked, he still has that power.
He still has the ability to make some folds here. Now, obviously, he's got to be careful he doesn't get himself down to 4 or 5 big blinds because then he literally has no fold equity.
We have an interesting board here of a Queen, 9, 10, Jack, King, 3 spades. And they are going to chop it with the straight on board.
I'm actually quite confused how there's so much money in the pot.
It does seem to be a lot of money in the pot for the hands that have been shown down, but
pot of over 130,000.
I would say that could be a 2.5x open and a defend from the big blind, and then a check, see that call on the 9-10 queen board.
I mean,
with the
perhaps that's what happened, but it does seem a curious board to see bet on with pocket fours on a queen 9-10 two-spade board. I mean, that's surely going to hit his opponent's range quite hard quite a lot of the time. It feels that is probably a hand where we would expect to have to give up for quite a fair proportion of the time.
We have a new dealer at the table. He is that a top knot, Chris? What would you say?
Hey, absolutely.
It is top, and a beard. It's an impressive array of facial and follicle.
Orlando Bloom was a Grosvenor poker dealer, but he would be dealing now.
He would be dealing. You're right. Yeah.
It's a Hamilton. Yeah, I mean he could give Orlando Bloom.
I'm fairly sure he heard that because he has a big grin on his face now.
But who doesn't love a top knot, Chris? Who doesn't love her? Everybody loves a top knot. We've had a very exact count of Aaron's chips when requested by Tony.
So has Aaron Ming clicked under the... Yeah, he's under the gun.
So. Tony Johnson weighing up his options.
I think we're going to see a free bet side.
It certainly appears that way. 52,000 appears to be the size of the 3-bet. And folded back round to the original raiser, Aaron. And he elects to fold. And Tony wins the pot.
We may have noticed that Lee Wiltshire is no longer commentating. He has, of course, found an attractive waitress to go and talk to.
He certainly has that reputation.
It does seem like Lee Wiltshire. He is certainly the ladies' man of APAC.
Would you say Lee's attractiveness by the ladies is to do with the size of his wallet or something else?
I couldn't possibly say, although he, I do see him doing very well with the waitresses. They do seem to fawn over him.
At this point, I'm going to have to question Lee's judgment to leave us alone in the commentary area.
I'm sure he said he was going to the bathroom. So.
We are not really following the rules that he's laid down before us.
We have a shove from Ben for about 70k on in the hijack, and the shove has got through, which has increased his stack by a considerable margin.
I would say about 50% there. Much less than that.
So as we just spoke,
I haven't got a spreadsheet to work it out for me. I can't do maths, regardless of my job title.
And Brooksy, what is your profession?
I'm
You're an accountant, right?
I am an accountant.
Right, okay.
But a real one, unlike Michael Perry.
Michael Perry, of course, yes, yeah. He's a fake accountant.
I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate Michael Perry at this juncture on getting married in Vegas.
Yes, he's out in Vegas at this point. He's gone out with his
multiple Omaha finalist. World Championship Omaha 4-card specialist,
poker,
fake accountant, maths genius that is Michael Perry.
Kyle Ming clicks the button here.
Yes, this is what proper poker commentary sounds like.
If you are an APAC regular and we haven't mentioned you yet, stay tuned. We have you on the list. We should be commenting on you very, very soon.
Yeah, so Michael defended from the big blind. He checked over to Kyle, the raiser.
We see an all red flop. Do they get extra points for all being the same colour, Chris?
Yes.
Good. Wonderful poker insight there from multiple bracelet APAT poster boy Chris Webber.
If this was free card poker, we would be smashing the house right now.
Does that mean that we can call you multiple bridesmaid?
Well, you can call me multiple final tablist. Not sure why I just jumped up and down.
I don't know, but I enjoyed it.
It wasn't on the camera, so I didn't need to admit it.
Right, okay. So under the gun, Tony two-tone.
So Tristan, can you? They all seem to be sat in a circle and getting dealt 2 cards. Can you explain what is happening?
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a new low of commentary.
Normal service will be resumed at the next APAT stop.
Is that because it's too far away for us to attend?
Very possible.
Anyway, that is actually a walk. Kieran picks up the blinds and airs.
So what do you think of Tony 2-tone? 2 chairs, Tony 2 chairs.
Tony two-tone would have worked yesterday, wouldn't it? With the two-tone.
Oh no, because there were 3 tones. That's why I put the same tone. Stop steal my chance.
That is a very good shout. I'm not. I just thought Tony two-tone had potential, but if it's a no-go, then you know. Okay, all right, okay. Well, I know I come up with both, but I like Tony two-tone.
So we are folded round to the blind here. Blind on blind action is occurring. We start off with a limp in the small blind from Kieran.
Certainly a play that's come much more into fashion in recent times. Obviously the game is evolving quite a constant rate, and it does seem that completing from the small blind now is sort of accepted, and there is certainly merit to it. However, Tony has taken this opportunity to pounce on the limp, but we can also assume that our small blind is not limping to fold, and I suspect Tony knows that.
With 50 odd K in the middle, we see a flop of 9, 10, 3 with 2 spades. Lots of draw potentials. Check to Tony, who leads for 25,000. That's 5 of these valuable brown Grosvenor poker chips.
Have you ever thought of doing audiobooks, Brucey?
What, voiceovers? Yeah, I've done voiceovers. I am a professional voiceover artist.
Professional?
Well, I didn't get paid for it. And it was badly dubbed for. See a jack of hearts on the turn. And it's checked to Tony once again, who reaches for the extra valuable black Grosvenor chips and leads for £60,000. Kieran now weighing up his options.
So our 2 big chip stacks going at it now. And Tony's bet of £60,000, 60,000 chips has also been called. And the river has come the ace of clubs, so we now have a board of 9, 10, 3, 2 spades, followed by the jack of hearts and the ace of clubs, and it's checked back to Tony for a 3rd time.
And this has already become a huge pot, hasn't it, Chris?
Absolutely huge, yes. Yes.
And we see a check back from Tony on the river, and Tony has 2 pair, and Kieran announces that's good and slides his cards face down into the muck. Tony taking that very, very big pot blind on black.
I suspect we'll be looking at 60, 120. We've got 50, so 170 plus 50 pre. So we're looking at 230, or 220 rather.
Would it be
30 including antes, so a very sizable pot to be won.
Would it be fair to say that Tony's probably regained the chip lead after that pot?
Oh, I'd say so comfortably, yes.
Have we mentioned the headphones on seat 2 yet?
not been wearing headphones for the whole of the day, as far as I can remember. It's an interesting strategy.
It is entirely possible that Diari can actually hear us commentating and simply put the headphones on to drown the sound.
Or he can't hear us well enough, so he's watching it on YouTube,
Almost.
so that he can hear our commentary clearly.
It seems reasonable.
As a side note, how many people do you think are watching at home with the sound off because of our commentary? I would say the majority.
Definitely.
Yes.
So probably 3 out of the 5. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I know Ian Thompson's probably listening to our play-by-play analysis, learning from us.
Don't learn from us, please. We literally have nothing that's worthwhile listening to.
And we see a shove from Ben and a quick call from Michael. And we have Pocket Vibes versus King Queen. Classic race. Flop of Jack 4 deuce doesn't help the King Queen. Turn of the 8 and the river is the 5, giving Michael a set.
And we lose Ben in 7th place.
We do lose Ben in 7th place. A sterling effort from Ben. Played well all weekend. And he takes £320 home for his effort. Shaking everybody's hand one by one. A show of class from the young man with the red hoodie. Michael.
Michael Ingram. 80, yeah. Possibly a little bit more. Does it then tell how much extra over the 295? Yeah, not keeping it accurate necessarily. Yeah, yes. It's actually about. Really? That feels entirely too many. That's 10% of the trips. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Seriously, what is it about accountants and like just rounding? Rounding. Name's Jim, he's an accountant and right. No, sorry, he's a maths professor at Southampton University. And we play art. Although I've met that.
Then there were 6 gentlemen.
Already, it looks like we're all getting ready for an early night. Much needed.
I strongly disagree. I actually feel that the fact that we've now got some quite deep stacks, there's going to be quite a lot of play. I think this could go on. What are we now? What's the time now? So we're looking at
7:15, ladies.
It's got to be at least 9 o'clock, hasn't it? At least.
I would imagine Ian Thompson's probably having his dinner by now. What do you think he's having?
What are you having, Ian? Yeah, what are you having? It's got to be roast dinner.
Post in the comments box below. Do you think he's having a roast?
Almost definitely. Or do you think he's a bit more old school and would have that at lunchtime?
I don't know. Well, I think he probably had it at lunchtime, but maybe like a late lunch, maybe 3 o'clock.
Maybe he's going to have 2 roast dinners.
Maybe he's just having like a leftovers in the sandwich right now. Please let us know.
Thompson doesn't strike us as a leftover man. I suspect he would have got his wife would have just cooked another roast dinner.
That's probably more of a reflection on Ian Thompson's wife than Ian Thompson.
Who I've never met, but I'm sure is a lovely lady.
Absolutely.
Okay, Kieran's going to open this to 25k. Tony folds. Here he folds. Kyle calls this. And we're going to see a flop. 8 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 2 of spades. Kieran's going to see that. 23 is the number. Carl's going to check call.
happening here, Tristan? People have cards in front of them and chips are going in the middle.
I'm on it, Simon. I'm on it. 8 of spades. It's over the call. Checks. Kieran checks it back. Deuce of diamonds on the river. Double paired board. Can't announce is 58,000. Kieran counts out 58k. He's going to make the call. Shane Jack high. Kieran makes the call with the ace 6. Take down our stop pot.
And the value bet on the end there with the ace high. And
we don't seem to have really focused on the fact that Kieran has just made a wonderful call with ace high.
I think he led the river.
No, he didn't.
Did he not? Okay. I should probably pay more attention to the poker.
See, I'm still not convinced they're in 20s. They look tall.
Folded round to the blinds in, and Aaron gets a walk. Shakes his head.
In disgust. But,
Looks his cards.
We actually have a second top knot.
We have a
Second top knot.
I didn't know it's the second top knot, but it's not as good as
in fairness, this really definitely is the second top on this table. I mean, it's not as good as the first top, you know.
No, I agree. First top knot, dealer's top knot is much.
Oh God, it's supreme. Yeah,
slipped.
yeah.
But I don't think that's the look that Aaron's going for. I think Aaron's going for the scruffier top knot.
Well, they're both going for beard and sauce combo as well. I mean,
Other top knots are available.
yeah, in fairness, the dealer is that is supreme as top knots go.
Seems like the dealer does have a fan interest in. I suspect on break, the dealer may get the an advance from Tristan.
Tristan appears to be giving Hamilton, the dealer, the eye.
Just like to assure Hamilton there is a good one and a half hours until the break, so he should be reasonably safe.
But Tristan is a patient man.
You say patient, I say relentless.
Anyway, back to the poker. Tony's opened this pot, and Michael defended from the big blind.
That is an all red flop again, Tristan.
Yeah.
People will be getting all of the points.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. I just wanted to get off the recent conversation, to be fair.
Do you want us to put a good word in for you? Do you want us to put a good word in for you with the dealer?
So the board has come 8.
It's okay, the microphone's off.
8-8-6. Oh, is it? No, it's not. Oh. The board has come 8-8-6 2 hearts. And Tony has bet 24,000.
Now that is what they call a C bet, is that right?
Yes.
And it's made with the pure intention of continuating money movements.
So, Simon, talk to us more about this, please.
If anybody's interested, I have a book on the subjects. It'll be coming out $9.99. Forward by Carl Pilgrim. Multiple continuation betting.
It's quite hard to continuation bet when you're calling pre-flop.
But surely calling involves putting chips in the middle. Carl, that doesn't seem to be a strong aspect of Carl's game.
Of course. Now sitting out for a whole tournament because you forgot you've registered, that's very Carl Pilgrim. Yes, absolutely.
He's a kind chap. I'm sure he did it with the intention of donating £5 back to the APAC community that is
Community that he's taken at least 5 figures out of.
through skill.
That's not him, is it?
Skill and skill alone. Carl Pilgrim, leading APAC money all-time winner.
Again, no, not him. We've got the wrong person, 100%.
Is he not?
No.
Who is?
I don't know, but it's not him. I'll take a bet with you now.
Definitely top 5.
I will still take that action. It's not top 5. We can find this out fairly quickly.
If somebody can find it out, leave in the comments below or text me. You've all got my number.
Anyway, guys, I'm not one to bore you with the poker again, but the blinds have gone up. 612k now with a 1k ante. Tony's open under the gun. Kieran's defended the big. Tony C-bets 27k, and it's good enough for the win.
Awesome. That's nice commentary from Simon, but as talking is the best part of this game. It's a no-brainer. Right, I've got to actually check this out now. I'm curious. I think Carl's on like 7k. Is it Carl?
What about my wife? Mr. Lee for the information.
Okay, guys, fold you around to Michael on the button. 32,000 is the number. Tony's having, he's checking out Michael's stat.
He's asking for a count here, Tristan.
Yeah, he's peeking over at Michael's stat.
And how much would you say Michael has at this point?
$110,000 behind, 115, I would say.
Interesting. For those of you watching this on a black and white TV, the yellow chips are the ones behind the brown chips.
Okay, Tony announces all in. We'll see if Michael wants to call. He doesn't.
And Tony wins the pot.
Yeah, Tony wins another pot.
Tony looking majestic and powerful, raking in those chips.
Yeah, you're just bang on, Simon. Is he? Is this kind of an auburn hair thing going on with Tony? I mean, it's, dare I say the G word? I'm not going to, but Albany.
It's certainly an impressive mop of crop of hair. Maybe with the 240 odd pounds, 420 pounds he's already locked up.
Yes.
He might invest in a hairbrush and a razor potentially. But far be it from me to give him fashion advice. Folds round 2, Tony in the small blind.
Yeah, he looks interested again, Simon.
He looks grumpy, is what he does.
Yeah, Jara's got an ace of clubs.
And I have been reliably informed that I was completely wrong and that Cole Pilgrim is our winningest APAC player with £14,000 worth of cashes, ladies and gentlemen.
I knew it.
14,000. For some reason, I thought he had about 7,000. I don't know why.
Anything you want to say?
No, I'm absolutely wrong, Carl, and I apologise for even remotely doubting how much money you have won.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Confirmation that Carl Pilgrim is the best poker player in the APAC community. £14,000 worth of cash. Who was second?
Oh, really? Oh, I've got to go. Right, okay.
Okay,
let's round out our top five.
All right.
Cole Pilgrim in first with 14.8. Then we have Steve Roderick second with 14,100. And then Dave Garden with 13,005. Then Todd Wood with 12.6. Ben Young with 12.6. In fact, exactly the same amount as Todd, bizarrely. And then we have
to the penny.
And we do have one of our commentators here who is in the top 10, and that's our very own Tristan Chaplin.
I assumed you were talking about me. No?
No. This isn't the most amount of heads up lost.
Does the list go as far down as to include me on it?
No, it doesn't.
Because I think I cashed for about 25 quid in one of the sit and goes that we had after a main event.
And to be fair, you did nearly win a last longer, didn't you? But unfortunately, you came second in that.
I did. I'm happy with second. If you reach for the stars,
occasionally you'll fall short.
Occasionally you'll get to the moon or something like that. I'm not sure.
So, anyways, on this hand, Tony's open button. Carl
Steve
defended.
Redfern there in number 13, I see.
No, that's not. That's not 13 on this list.
5-star Steve Redfern.
Tony, see about that flop.
Oh, look, who's that? Christopher Webber.
Took it down.
Oh, apparently people are still playing poker. John Murray, look at that, number 1. Dulcet Irish tones of John Murray.
Where did you say I was?
You're in the top 10. You're in the top 10. I mean, granted, it was all for the one cash.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Dave Howard in 15th.
That's in points.
Who?
Does anyone remember Dave Howard? Apparently, he moved to was it Dubai?
No.
No, what kind of in
Iraq?
No, I don't think it was Iraq.
Do they work on a Friday in Dubai?
Do you know what, Lee? They don't. No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Do they have different weekends then or something?
I think so.
So does that mean they have to work on a Saturday or a Sunday?
I think they do work on a Sunday, yes, Lee.
If you were kind of bragging the fact that you're off on a Friday, it's like it doesn't really count because you've got to work one of the other days.
Absolutely. I mean, Dave will. Actually, I don't know. What
I can't remember which way round.
Anyway, gents, yeah.
We have an all-in.
There is raised the button.
Poker is being played at an electric pace.
So Kyle shipped over the button raise.
Big box of chocolates is just made. Oh no, they're not chocolates. I thought a big box of chocolates had made their way into the poker room, soon to be distributed. If you are within spitting distance of Portsmouth Poker Room, make your way down and have a bounty on us.
Uh, 153,000 is the count from Kyle's raise. Okay, so he's going into the tank here and the button. Still a really quite a fair percentage of his stack to call here. He says no. And Carl's going to take that pot down. Okay, fold it around to Kyle on the button. Anyway, just me and Chris here now. Simon's gone on a drink run. Tony two-tone under the gun. Fold.
We got Diari with a raise to 35,000. Folds round to the small blind, who also folds. And now it's just on Kieran and the big.
Can I just mention Diari has gone for the one ear off, one on his headphones here.
He has also won the pot.
Which is a reasonably more important thing to know. But what do you think of the one ear off, one on? You a fan?
Sure. Interestingly, if we look in the on the Vegas package side event satellite, I think we've now. I don't know, Tristan. Is this the most money that they've made in one of these side events? We've got 1750 up top for first, and then 800 for second.
I'm fairly sure you're right, Chris. To be honest, I think previous occasions it's just been the one seat, but a nice second prize, £800. I believe the can do a chat on the deals. I don't know how that would actually work with actually the first prize being a package.
As I understand it, any deal that would be done has to leave the package floor first, obviously intact, so they would only be able to deal on the remaining £800. So I think it's quite unlikely we would in fact see a deal.
As there are only two prizes, I mean that is reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Now we have a button raised to 24,000 from Michael Ingram, and Tony in the big blind is considering his option. And he has folded.
It's quite interesting. Last time in that spot, the last orbit, Michael actually did the same move, and Tony set him all in. But Michael undeterred did the same thing again and got this one through.
So we have Kyle under the gun, who lets it go. And then we come round to Aaron, who has limped. Aaron has limped in second position. It's folded round to Tony in the small blind.
Possibly looks at Aaron in semi-disgust.
DR is considering his option now in the big blind after Tony has completed.
Yeah, we're actually going to go 3 to the flop, Chris.
And we have a flop of Jack 10-6 with the Jack 6 of spades. Check from Tony in first position, and Diari also checks. Now Aaron is reaching 4 trips and now makes a bet of 35,000. Tony has made the call. And now we have the 9 of clubs on the turn.
Tony's now considering his option on the turn. He says all in.
Aaron has made the fold, so Tony's relentless march towards this first prize in the Vegas satellite shows no sign of slowing down. He's now close to 700,000 of the 1.9 million in play, still with 6 left, comfortably giving him over double average.
He's pulling 40% of the chips in play, Chris. He's looking very strong.
We are still on level 19. Blinds are 6,000, 12,000 with a running ante of 1,000. We have Aaron under the gun now, and Aaron's stack has been well certainly halved from his heady heights of his ace-10 spiking the ace-jack of Scott Berridge. It's now folded around to Kieran Collins, who also makes the fold. Tony on the button. And looks like Tony's reaching for raising chips, and he does make a bet of 25,000. Diari in the big blind playing what appears to be around 260,000. Diari does indeed make the call. And we have 3-bet squeeze jam all in from Kyle Pulcino. Kyle's jam. It's a great spot for Kyle to make this move. He's able to utilise his chip possession quite well. He knows that Tony's going to be opening his button very wide, and obviously with the added value of Diari's call from the small blind, you have to feel that Kyle's range is going to be quite wide here. That being said, it's still going to be, once we eventually get a count, looking at around 200,000. How much? It's not. We're just getting confirmation of the all-in count. We seem to have had a bit of an error. It's actually 205,000. And on the third attempt, it's actually 215,500. Tony is considering his option here. This is going to be a very big call. Still deliberating from Tony. He does seem to be agonising. I think Tony's problem here is that he knows how wide Kyle can be shoving here, because it's such a good spot for Kyle to move in. So I suspect that Tony is looking at calling with quite a weak range here. He's just trying to determine how detrimental the loss of that to his... And Tony has made the call, and Kyle has found queens, which is very unfortunate for Tony. Tony is called with the ace-10. 250,000. So we have queens for Kyle and ace-10 for Tony. And we see a 10-high flop. And we see an ace on the turn. And Tony has got there against Kyle there with the ace-10. And there's won a huge pot, propelling him even further in the lead. Very unfortunate for Kyle there. But he couldn't believe his luck when he looked down at queens in a spot that he's going to be jamming very wide, and then actually found a legitimate hand. And now we are down to 5.
Thing is, you've got the chips to call, things like that, and that's got to put you on a million chips, hasn't it? Thing is, not being funny, he's been caught a couple of times with some big bets and he never really... Sorry.
Right, gents, it's a bit of fresh air for Mr. Webber. We may have Mr. Wiltshire if I can find him. See what he's about.
Listen, don't ever fear. Oh, I'm ready to step in when needed.
Thank God I wasn't left on my own again. He's here. Don't
Well,
worry.
when you've got me here, we're going to talk poker. That's how it works. So we're 5-handed now. This is we've flown through this final table quite quickly.
Tony's going to over half the chips in play now. It's going to be very, very difficult to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't sure that I was completely sure about that the ace-10 there, but it's, I guess when you've got the stack, it was for probably about a third of his stack, wasn't it?
Yeah, he raised from the button late. I mean, with a small blind coming off the right as well, I thought it looks a beautiful spot for the big blind to, and when they actually find a hand like queens, and Tony has a monster on the button with the ace-10. It's just very Tony's day when the ace come on the turn.
So these 5 now are guaranteed £600 each. That top prize still hasn't changed though. They're playing for £2,855 plus the 1750 Vegas package. Talking about the Vegas package, they're down to 12 players over on the satellite. One package guaranteed with £800 for second place.
We had a discussion earlier, Lee, about when I was first on the stream with 5 tables left. You mentioned someone to keep an eye on the outer tables. I was just like to point out, I did mention Tony Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought I'd just like to get that one in now.
You deserve. I'm assuming you've got a percentage, yeah, for mentioning.
I haven't, Lee, to be honest. But what can I say? I know a man who has. Yeah, it's going to be very hard to beat. Wow. Aaron announces all in.
I mean, you've got Diari in seat 2. He's a local player, so there's a lot of the local guys here. I know the staff seem to know him very, very well. So he's a regular here at Gunwharf Keys.
Yeah, just no action there. Sorry, Lee.
Yeah, no, Aaron, I was going to say. I was just going to say exactly what you were going to say. So.
Yeah, Aaron shoved from the button there and took the blinds and eights without showdown. Okay, Michael all in from the button. Kieran folds to small, so it's on Tony in the big blind. He casts his eye.
It's about 155,000, I want to say.
Yeah, Tony reluctantly. Yeah, Tony reluctantly folded. Mr. Simon Brook is back from a drink run.
Most expensive bar run in the world. I only bought one drink. It cost me
A fiver for a drink. I can honestly say is very much appreciated. Thank you very much, sir.
Even for me. I'm not bitter. It wasn't bitter that I bought. It's lager.
A walk, I tell you, a walk. 5-handed on a final table. It's a crazy world.
That's poker.
Right, okay. Michael folded under the gun, I believe. Kieran's going to come in for an open. 26k is the number. We got Tony's on the button.
I think he's raising here. Yeah. Raises up to 55,000.
It does the job, Lee. I thought by the way things are going there, Kieran was going to come out with another bet there, but Tony takes another one down. Okay, Kieran on the gun folds. Tony folds. Jerry's going to have a raise on the button to 35. Aaron folds. So does Michael. Jerry scoops.
say it's just constant aggression, using the big stack very well. So it's Tony raising again under the gun this time. Raises it to 25k. Folds round to the blinds. Gets through the first of them. Just Kieran in the big blind, who I think might have a look here. And he does. So it's going to be 2 players to the flop then. Tristan, talk us through it.
Well, really. We've seen a board 10 of spades, 6 of hearts, 5 of diamonds. Kieran quickly checks. Back on Tony. Expect to see a C bet here from Tony. Yeah.
He was the initial raiser, so you'd think it's kind of impossible for him not to do that. Just a diddly one though, just the 25.
Kieran's going to call. 6 on the 6 of diamonds for a pair on the board now. Checks again. Tony checks back. Right. 10 of clubs, double paired board.
It's always interesting watching other players' reactions. You think you can't pick up anything from a player that's not in the hand, but at the end of the table here, Diria is just given a sigh, which suggests that he's possibly mucked a 10. You know, it's a little bit of a tell for you. Maybe you've not got it, and he's trying to work out whether your opponent's got it, but sometimes seeing what other players at the table are doing, it can give you a bit of a clue.
It's a very valid point there. I obviously completely missed it. I was busy actually looking at the 2. That's a great point.
So what do you make of this then? So they both check the turn, and now it's Kieran that's come out firing on the river with a bet of 36,000.
Yeah, he's obviously repping. He's connected with his board. With the 5th card being the undercard, he's repping a full house. Remember that? Tony's actually a believer.
What did I say?
We had a feeling on the commentary booth here that, I did in the commentary booth. That's completely untrue. It's just Lee had a feeling that we had a 10, and the quick fist, well, not a fist pump, a fist smash to the table.
He said he had Queen 10 there. So
well, we believe him.
No reason not to. I think not reason not to. Interesting the way that played out. So obviously Tony was the post flop aggressor, and I think Kieran was repping it. But I've got a feeling Tony wasn't there. I'll put Tony on maybe two overcast balls, and maybe ace queen, ace jack, maybe something like that.
Maybe even as weak as a king jack there or a king queen.
Possibly.
Well, you could see by Jerry's disgust, he's now going to come into this pot with 40k.
That's it. That's wasn't in the hand tilting. This is what I'm going to do next time round. Bang.
Tony
gets through. Says have some of that then. I didn't win with my Queen 10 last time.
I'm having this one.
I'll have a bit of that. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not running extension off an extension. It's running 2 extensions off 1 extension. That's the only thing going into that 1 extension. So effectively, it's like a double socket.
No, it's not. Is it? Is the white one the one that's moved in behind? I'll let you on. Less dangerous now. Should have. At least. And then we've got children running around. Obviously.
Okay, so Kieran on the button, 30k. Tony folds small. Jerry folds big, and Kieran will scoop that pot.
The Vegas Supersat is getting its way down to a final table. We're actually going to set the final table up. Sarah, our poker room manager, has suggested we've got a table right next to our feature table here. We're going to put it there, so we'll be able to very quickly keep an eye on the Vegas package, see who's going to win that. A couple of well-known APAT names still in the mix there. I can see Shirley Cole, I can see Craig Dawson. Who's that? Dave Paxton, isn't it? Yeah. Is that Vivian Barber I maybe see over there as well, quite possibly? So, yeah, a couple of good names there.
Yeah, while you were just discussing the Vegas set there, folded around to Jerry in the small blind and quickly set his Aaron all in when he found the ace queen. Bit friendly banter with Jerry and the New Zealand.
Local players, Tristan, yeah.
Shocking.
I always worry when I sit down at a table and the dealer knows the players by their first name. I always think, oh, this is going to...
Literally.
Isn't going to end well. Doesn't always work well for you, though. A good friend of mine, Paul Haycock, was playing the Goliath during the summer. Sat down at a table, and there was I think it was a change of dealer, and it was Brendan Byrne that took over dealing, because Brendan does some dealing as well. And within about 5 hands, Paul was out, lost 180k stack. It was just, yeah. Brendan looked quite embarrassed and sheepish about the whole thing. Paul wasn't best pleased. I think it's better off to be dealt by someone you don't know and have no link to whatsoever. Then there's no issue. Yeah. Here we go, all in. So Aaron's gone all in, and it was Jack 6 was shown there, Tristan, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah, that was the fold from the...
that was the fold.
Michael in the big blind.
Never going to be playing that.
Aaron did the sigh. Phew, just relief he got it through from the small blind.
And you
could
don't know
have
whether
been fake.
It could have been. Well, you don't know whether it was a sigh of I had a monster hand I wanted to call her, or it was a sigh of thank goodness I got that through. Yeah.
More the latter.
He gives the thumbs up for the second one. You could see there on the screen. So. Yeah.
Okay, we've got 2 tones under the gun. $25 the number. Already folded round to the big blind. It's Kieran again. Quick Lux. Another pot for Tony. Okay, then guys, folded round to... No, we've folded all the way around. And Tony gets a walk. Yeah. Right, I believe we have an all-in from Michael.
Michael all in, so Kieran's folded, so it's just the blinds to get through. Obviously, he's first stop is the small blind, which is Tony, obviously, who's the big stack at the table. The count is actually, it's not that big now. It's actually 100 and, I think it's 102, 600. 100, and Tony says I'm all in, so we're going to have some action here. So it's 102, 6,000 was the shove from Michael, and it's been a call from Tony, and it's King Jack for Michael. Of clubs against the tens, it's a King Jack at risk. That's not going to help him. Neither's that. King on the river is going to be a double up for Michael. Pretty standard. I'm not quite even sure. Well, I can understand why Tony took a little bit of time to think about it, because it just doesn't want to make it look too obvious. But yeah, he's calling every day there with his stack with probably any pocket pair really. I don't think it makes a difference whether it's tens, nines, eights, sevens, sixes. Yeah. Yeah.
We've just discussed that hand on the rail really, and to be honest, looking at Tony's stack, I didn't actually realise he actually called that all-in lead. To be honest with you,
yeah,
100,000 from 900k is just a standard, really, no-brainer with tens there in the small line.
I actually think I'm calling with pretty much any pretty-looking hand. What, really? Yeah. I mean, I'm at that point. I think my range is pretty wide there with calling off the short stack in that especially in that position with it. Yeah.
I'm that type that I'm just constantly commentating, regardless.
So Michael's put a 25k chip in. Is that an all? Was that all in? So why is he not been put in? Oh, so he just had to call it. So he's had to call it. Yeah. But if it's one chip and that's more than half the, surely it should. Yeah, surely it should count as a min raise, shouldn't it? Always a call. Michael's all in.
Ladies and gentlemen, there, Lee Wilshire getting a poker lesson on the on the rail there. A big fold from Kieran.
And Kieran's folded. Was that Jack's? Yeah. Just say that again, Chris, for those that didn't hear.
Well, had Michael in fact intended to raise, as we believe he probably did, then that mistake has just cost him a double up, assuming that Kieran would have 3-bet Jackson, we would have got it all in.
Pretty much, I think so, yeah.
Turned out that his weak ace might have faced folded. So.
Yeah.
So we got our blind jump.
Blind jump?
Oh, so actually, Lee, to be fair, I don't know if it was actually 6-12. I think they did think it was. No, I think they thought it was 6-12. And like it just ticked over and they missed it.
Yeah, APAC regular Shirley Cole was leaving the building. After she was boxed by Lucy Amos. Okay. Tony's open has been raised by Aaron, who's put the line. Okay, and Tony's going to call, guys. Okay, right then, guys. We've got an all-in and a call here, guys. Sorry to. Ace Queen at risk against the Jack 8. Ace Queen is in front here, and Ace Queen holds. Aaron doubles up through Tony.
Yeah, 8 and 16, 2003.
Okay, guys, 8,000, 16,000 with a 2,000 ante. Tony is under the gun. It's going to open to 35k. Already folded round to Kieran in the big blind. Who's going to defend? Go to the flop. We're going to see 9 of diamonds, Jack of spades, Queen of hearts. Kieran checks to Tony. C bets for 42,000. Kieran's going to check call. Turn card is 3 of hearts. Kieran checks over again. Uh, 100,000 is announced. That gets the fold.
I've been saying this to anyone who will listen for as long as I can remember.
I believe we have a few cash tables in the building. Some very attractive ladies playing.
This particular lady is Jane Wheeler. Hello, Jane.
Is it definitely Jane? Yeah, it's Jane. So in about 30 seconds from me saying it's Jane Wheeler, she's going to realise that she knows we're watching her, watching the live stream on a cash table across the table. So she's going to realise in a minute.
Yeah, young lady, blue hat.
And then she's going to turn around because she's going to hear that we've just called her name, yeah? So we're just waiting for that to happen now, aren't we?
Fancy that, Jane, happening?
Nothing happened on the final table a minute, please, whilst we're watching this.
Eva, she's playing it very cool. Eva, she's playing it very cool. I've got entirely the wrong person.
Oh,
really?
no, hold on. Hold on, there might be some action there, she's talking. No? No, Chris, I don't think it's her. I'm not, no. I'm not having it. Yo. Just, right, Chris. Right, okay, right. Now, Chris Webber is now doing a lap of the table. The sheepish walk away. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, yes. Yeah, hello. Oh, that's right. we got a wave. We got a wave.
So there is poker going on here whilst we're busy communicating with the cash tables.
Absolutely. Just took the walk of shame earlier, and now he's crouching under the table.
On we go. So it's Tony in the small blind. Diari in the big blind, folding all the way around, just to Kieran on the button. What's he going to do? He's been involved in quite a few hands, so there's no reason why he doesn't take this opportunity as a spot to make a raise.
I think he's going to have a little stab at this thing.
Just checking. Yeah. I knew he was making it. I don't think that's relevant. No, the whole point of the game is
Check on the flop here, guys. Queen is diamonds on the turn. There he's going to shove all in on this turn card for quite a lot of chips, and he skips. Michael is going to raise. Under the gun to 38,000. Tony's going to fold.
Be sure to. I'd love a dog. I would. Sorry?
Jerry's in the small blind.
But you seem to like the place on your Facebook profile. Don't get me wrong. I would be delighted to have dogs.
Okay, Jerry's going to call.
Okay. Bit of a personal question. Cost-wise, yearly, what are you looking at for a dog?
Okay, guys. flop is 4 of clubs, 9 of clubs, King of hearts. Jerry checks. Michael, he's not messing around. Ships the beans, the lot. They've all gone in. $213,000. We could. Jerry's having a good think about this.
So both Chris and Simon say this is going to be a fold. He does this a lot. Diari, this is going to be a fold. This isn't. They're both saying our experts on the rail here are both saying this is going to be a fold. 100% fold.
It's as confident as the 100% that Carl isn't in the top 5.
And there's the fold. There's a fold, guys. Got one right. There they go. One up. On these streams this year, I have managed to call some ridiculous hands. I don't quite even know how, but literally, including suits. There was one in Cardiff. No. There's no. It's not at all. It's not at all. There's one in Cardiff where I think I called the guy who had King 10 of clubs, and he looked after. Said, "I'll ask you." He said, "What do you think I've got?" So I said afterwards, after the hammer's over, and he went, "Absolutely spot on." I was like, it was one of those. So, talk me around, guys. Who do we know? Come on, who do we know?
Literally no one.
I reckon I see one.
Yeah, I reckon I see one.
Yeah, we've got one.
Danny, his dad. Or you'd like him to be your dad?
I've learned since that he's actually Chris's dad.
Whose dad are you?
So
whose dad are you? That's right. There's Pops.
Where does Diari play? So is he a regular here?
Yeah, Diari plays in Southampton. I've known Diari for 10, 12 years.
I didn't know because he seemed to know a lot of the staff here. So whether it was that he was a regular here or whether
I think he plays both venues, obviously.
So pretty much the South Coast regular. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Diari's a
successful player.
Well, he certainly holds his own. I mean,
What, Chris? What are you trying to say?
If you want to have fun at a poker table, you want Diari on your table.
Okay.
There's a lot of enjoyment. It's great fun.
What is played quite ABC?
I must confess, I've played with Diari for about 10 or 12 years, and I still have no idea where he is in the hand. I don't know what's going on. I find him an incredibly hard person to read, and that's obviously what we're trying to do when we play poker. Make ourselves,
works well then. Yeah. Just quickly counting to check we've got the right number of cards. Halfway through a final table. Dealer, are we happy with 52? Excellent, right, we're happy with 52, folks. Yeah.
No idea. No.
Yeah, well, perhaps if we actually paid attention, guys, then we might,
Hello,
we might know.
Headmaster Chaplin has reprimanded us for not giving the final table our 100% concentration, and he's absolutely right.
We were busy giving an insight into one of the players on the final table from someone that's played with him for 10 years. We've an all-in. We have it all in. So Aaron is all in. And he's got 3 players to get through. Gets through the first 2, so it's just the big sack of Tony to get through. Tony has a stare up at the screen, looking at the stats. Aaron's giving nothing away as to whether he wants a call or not. Tony says, nah, not this time. Last time it was Jack 8, I think he made the call with.
It was. Tony did open to 30,000, got 3 shoved on for about 105, so was getting roughly 2 to 1 on the call. Obviously, Tony at this point had about 800,000, so it was obviously a light call. I don't think he was particularly happy with making it, but it was a call that he did make, and in the end, Aaron's ace queen held up.
So Aaron's slowly adding to his stack, slowly but surely, just picking his spots.
Does anyone know who Tyson Gay is?
No, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, it was on his big blind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah, I went all in on his big blind.
That's why I was thinking, because it was big blind, so I was thinking to call.
I was thinking that. Nice shout, but I was thinking that one. Yeah. It's not as if it's worth getting away with 16 grand, is it? No, you skipped it.
There goes. Michael is going to open, or has opened, cut off to 37,000.
I've heard the name whispered in sort of,
Kieran folded the button. Tony is in the small blind. So a reluctant fold from Tony. Okay, Jerry calls.
pretending to be someone else. I don't understand what
Yeah, we're going to see. Yeah. We're going to see a flop. Jack of clubs, 7 of spades, 9 of clubs. It's gone check, check. 7 of hearts on turn. It's gone check, check. Queen of diamonds on the river.
Right, okay, because the story that I got told was that he was expected to take everything.
Jerry may be having a stab at this. He is. There's 60,000 is the river bet. I think Michael's going to call this.
Wow.
Is it top? He's hit the queen on the river with the ace queen. Jerry Max. Michael win a nice little pot.
Okay, so yeah, we still have the 5 players left. We have an average stack of 375,000, blinds at 8,000, 16,000. Tony is still our chip leader, which looks to be... It's actually quite difficult to count his stack. I would estimate at least 700.
I've forgotten what we're looking at now.
I did my best, but it was not good enough.
Okay. I did my best. I did good, but it
Just wasn't good enough. I did my best, it just wasn't good enough.
It feels like John Murray is here. Wants to tell everyone a story, John. So please elaborate what you're just telling Simon there.
Oh yeah, well, it's all about Tyson Gay, isn't it? You must remember, because Simon doesn't remember who Tyson Gay was. Not just doesn't remember, never knew. Can you believe it?
No one has ever been so eager to grab the microphone from some side. Even Dan Williams, the sort of media ape-hat whore, has never been so excited to grab a microphone as John Murray was just then. Literally grabbed it out of my hand, threw me to the floor.
So John, who
we're
is
talking,
Tyson
we're talking about Tyson Gay, for God's sake.
Who is Tyson Gay? Who is Tyson
Well,
Gay?
you thought he was a boxer.
I presume he was a boxer. I mean, he's got the word Tyson in his name.
Yeah.
And that was a button open from Tony that gets through. Okay, bye.
Tony's hobby, collecting chips.
It's pretty good at it, isn't he?
Chip collector, isn't it?
The button open from Diari to 40,000. Small blind Aaron has folded, and it's now left to the big blind. Michael Ingram is deliberating and does let it go.
I set that time spot on to the second at start, and it's sped up by about 10 seconds.
Quite a lot,
It picks up,
actually.
it picks
Nearly
up
20
about 20
seconds.
seconds in the level. What's this? Don't know why. I don't know whether
What,
it's
that's losing or that's losing?
No,
No,
that works fast. That goes fast.
Right.
So you run these software to do live sports events.
So over 90 minutes, they're going to lose like 40 seconds.
Have a raise from Tony Undergun to 35k. Aaron on the button has moved all in for what appears to be around 170k. No, it's actually losing a little bit more than that. And Tony lets it go.
John Murray is now addressing the table.
Appears that John Murray has a fan in Aaron on the final table. There. Exchanging longing looks. And it's a fold from Diari, a fold from Aaron. It's fold around to the button to Michael. And Tony gets a walk.
You got that there, Lee. You got that there. What are we going to do?
Don't tell him so. Don't tell him so.
John Murray's been given a mic, but they can't dare to tell him that it's actually off at the moment, so I'm busy chatting away. So he's chatting at the final table, but actually he's chatting to himself pretty much. Wondering how long we can keep this going for before he realises what's going on. It's quite entertaining, really. Yeah, but we'll see. Well, no, it helps if you turn your mic on, though, John, really. Yeah. Hello, John Murray.
Hello. I was speaking.
We know they were winding you up, giving you a microphone that was off.
Microphone. But actually, when we did this in, it wasn't you. It was somebody else in the Worlds. We mastered the technique of talking at the same time.
Yes, that was you and I want to say Dan.
Was it Mark?
No, it might be Mark. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was somebody.
Yeah.
We managed to speak at the same time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It was high. Oh, I know who it was. It was Steve Roderick.
Yes,
and it was highly entertaining.
It was. And then we wandered onto different tables and
carried on commentating.
Simultaneous commentaries. So, yeah. I was just. I have to go back. I was just saying that I was admiring the hairstyles on the final table here. But Aaron's gone for the mini. Aaron's sporting the mini ponytail, which is matched with baggy jumper and tracksuit bottoms. We had a dealer with the same hairstyle a minute ago, but Aaron has gone for the straggly beard effect. Oh, we've got an all-in
so
on the
Diari's
call.
all in, and it's an instant call from Aaron. So it's ace 8 for Aaron against Jack 7, and it's going to be the ace 8. Oh, I don't know. Actually, it's hard to say. I think it could be the Jack 7 at risk here. Ace 6 7 7 7 on the turn, and King on the river means it's Jack 7 is going to be good. We're going to need to get a count here though from our dealer to see where we stand.
That is not live.
Jesus.
God,
And I think actually Aaron's probably got him covered. I think.
It was Diari that shoved.
Yeah. So Diari's made the shove. Aaron snap call with the ace, and
Oh, to be fair, I actually thought Diari called. Which would have been funnier.
If Aaron's
what was
still in,
what was the count there, John?
we've done it again.
What
We
was
don't
the
know,
count?
so we're waiting for it. If Aaron's still in, he won't have much left. There's not much between. He has got chips left. He's got Aaron's got about less than 100, I'd say. That's certainly 670, maybe about 75,000 left, which ain't much.
More strain witnessed on the in the poker ring.
Wow.
And what you got now, Diari?
Oh, Dave Burt's listening in. That's excellent.
300
So we've now given
now.
him a name check. So in
400.
about 30 seconds, yeah,
There was
he'll get to hear his name.
For
I love it.
175. He was shot for 175, so I gave him 350 plus all the rest. So he's got about 400,000. Aaron's got about 75 or so. Anyway, back to the hairstyles. Tony's gone for the just out of bed look. Doesn't matter. The dealer's got a swept across kind of Clark Gable effect. So, Aaron's in the small blind this time. The blind is 16,000. 8,000 for the small. Folded around to the small blind, and he's all in.
Blind on blind. Michael in the big blind. Is he going to find enough to want to make the call? Not this time. Not this time. So, John, you played this tournament.
Yes, I played this tournament. I've completed my participation in this
so,
tournament.
did you come across any of these players in the early parts of the tournament yesterday?
No, I think. Sorry, who's the guy in?
Michael?
No, beside Mike.
In the hoodie?
Yeah.
Kieran.
I came across him at some point. Not quite sure, can't remember when. The rest of the final table, I think I managed to avoid. I think apart from him, nobody else who played against me was on the final table. So I managed to lose my chips to players who didn't even make the final table.
So they didn't put them to good use.
Well,
so
there's
Chipley,
obviously several levels because they're obviously a step above me, and they weren't as good as these.
So chip leader Tony makes it 35,000 to go, and it folds all the way around to the blinds. Michael first in the small blind.
I haven't seen a lot of the final table. Has he been very active?
It's been active, but it's been more active because we seem to have had some big hands that have clashed all in pre, so that seems to have made it. But here comes a re-raise from Michael to 105,000. Tony's asking how much you're playing. I think Michael's playing probably more than we've actually got on the screen, so...
Yeah, he's probably...
So we think Michael's playing about just shy of 400,000. So initial raise was to 35,000 by Tony. Tony's top of your screen there, top left, with his head in his hand, trying to decide what to do.
Tony does like a good old think during hands.
Thinks
doesn't
through
he?
every hand, and it's fairly consistent as well in his process.
We're waiting. It's very tense, isn't it? It's a very tense moment.
It is.
And nothing's happening. Tony's having a scratch. Oh, he wants to know. He wants to know the total.
Tony says was that an all-in?
No, I think he wants to know how much Michael has in total. He's moved in.
Tony says he calls, so it's an all-in. A call.
Instantly called.
This is going to be a huge. It's aces. It's aces for Tony, and it's ace queen suited for Michael. It's the ace queen at risk here. And 396 is going to be no good. A 4, and that's going to be the end of that. And we're going to lose Michael in 5th place, and Tony's going to add huge amount of chips to his stack.
That's why you think.
Hmm.
You seem puzzled.
Well, I saw him thinking earlier, and he called that time as well. But that time he called very light.
So he's balancing John.
Tony's a long way in front now. I guess Diari's probably second with his 400,000 or whatever he had, which is basically what Tony just picked up from Michael, or so probably a bit less, maybe a bit over 3. So Tony's got like, I don't know, squillions. Michael's got about 400.
Well played.
Is it Kieran? He's got about 300 maybe, and Aaron's got like not much, less than 100. And how many are in play? How many chips in play? 1.875. So if you take off 4, maybe 3, maybe 1, he must have he must have a million then. We got our Lucy putting the medals on the table. So we're getting to the point where next player eliminated.
I've got Tony just over a million, I think, in chips.
Is it on?
So, I'm sure that's your light there. That's my light. That's your light.
We're on the other hand, and Aaron and Kieran are both folded, and it's between Tony and Diari who are in the blinds, and there's a little bit of action. Tony has raised front small blind, and Diari is thinking. He makes the call. He'd raised to 40,000 from big blind of 16. Diari makes the call. So the action's on Tony in the small blind. 9 Jack 5 on the flop. Tony's getting a count of the early chips, roughly. So it's about it's got about 400. I said it's about 88,000 in the pot. And he bets, what's that? He bets 60,000 into 88. Called pretty much instantly by Diarry. Another 5 on the turn. We've now got a pot of just over 200,000. And the action's on Tony. And Diarry has probably got less than 300 behind. Tony says all in. And Diarry doesn't snap call, but he doesn't fold either. He's thinking.
About 230k behind, isn't he, Diarry?
Yeah, somewhere between 2 and 3 anyway.
Yeah.
The pot's maybe 220 or something like that. Tony's really been putting the pressure on these hands that I've seen. And winning. Does help when you've got pocket aces there. He's folded. Diarry's folded. Tony takes a scalp of his chips. So Tony's now on about 46 million, I think.
So a big hello to Ian Thompson, who's at home. Just posted up on the forum and has made us all laugh anyway, even if it was putting down John Murray, but still.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Nice to see you at home watching, Ian. And Tony adds to his stack.
They were all violently disagreeing with what he posted.
I mean, John, who is it that's going to stop the juggernaut that is Tony Johnson here? Because he's got
Who's going to stop him?
You
want me to pick one? It's hard to tell. Maybe if they get together, maybe they could engineer like a clash of chips between, so one of them builds a bit of a stack. Because in fairness, at the moment, you got to say they're playing for second.
He's got 1.3 of the 1.9 million in play, four-handed. Actually, the trouble though, see the medals are out on the table now, so these guys are now looking. It's like the medal bubble. It's just.
1.3 out of 1.9. It sounds. It looks like he's got everything, but that could swing against him. He could still go against him.
Doesn't
lots
take
of those
much.
chips are not, are smaller chips.
So Tony's raised to 35,000, and Diarry is all in.
Instantly.
And both Aaron and Kieran get out of the way, so it's decision back on Tony. Tony, top left of your screen. You can't miss him. He's the one with all the chips in front of him.
Got to think that Kieran and Aaron aren't cheering for Diarry at the moment.
No, quite possibly not. Obviously, steps are going up here now. It's 830. These guys are all guaranteed. Then it goes 12 10, 1860, and then 2,855 up top with the Vegas package.
Yeah, if I was in their position, I'd be quite happy for the chip leader to knock out the others and take my chances against them when we get that far. Tony's thinking. I got a feeling he doesn't have aces this time.
You can actually, when you've got a big stack, just start playing it too quickly to try and get it over with, and calling really, really light with stuff, thinking, well, I can afford to lose that fall. Before you know it, you can have what's a big chip stack all of a sudden, depreciate quite quickly in its value.
Yeah, it's still a good idea to put the pressure on and raise. He should basically raise every hand at this point.
And Tony folds that one.
But get away from them when necessary. Do you agree with that, Lee? Do you think you should?
So players are on a 10-minute break, so we'll let them go and stretch their legs for 10 minutes, and we'll see you guys back in 10 minutes' time for the conclusion of this. Find out who's going to win the medals, who's going to be crowned UK Amateur Poker Champion 2016, who's taking home the Vegas package, John. We just can't wait, can we?
Well, we're going to have to wait for
another 9
minutes. Yes.
See you back after the break, guys.
since he's in 20s, he has the most chips. Hey. That dealer should have thought. Was it me when that happened? If it does, just let the dealer know, and he's supposed to. Because maybe the dealer didn't see it. But
I couldn't see it. I've had it almost. I didn't even know we had noticed. I didn't really want to start talking in the middle of the hand anyway. So.
Oh, we have a few players, a few regulars. You see that old lady was playing cards, the small one, they were great. She looks at her cards. Literally, she takes her cards when she with people next to her. That's how she looks at it. Like literally, that's how. And everybody, like 3 people around, can see. So every time, just put your cards in. And we had to ban her one time, like one full ring, because she's Chinese. She doesn't understand very well English.
Oh, they do. They do. They just try it on.
But she always like she does it for a while. You tell her she does it for like 3 hands, and then she forgets and she does it again. Like come on. But yeah, it might be like just they just the dealer. Yeah.
Okay, guys. We have chipped up all the hundreds and all the 500s. Just let you know. You have 25Ks in play. If you do double check the stacks, you can make sure you haven't got it. Should have done it all right, hopefully. Good stuff. First to 10, 20, running 2, chat.
Yep. Small blind, big blind plays 10 and 20,000 and 2,000 and yeah. Thank you.
And off we go again. I've got Simon and possibly Chris back in the commentary booth area. One of them will grab the other mic and we can get going.
Hello, everyone.
So chip counts are spot on. So Aaron has 70k and Kieran has 208, 206k, Diari just over 300,000, and 1.3 million is what Tony Johnson has.
It's fair to say, Lee, that Tony Johnson has steamrolled.
Tony is in the Tony's in the driver's seat. Diari is a shotgun the passenger seat, and the other two are in the back going, "Are we there yet?"
It's a decent analogy. You've done this before.
Well, actually, I say in the back. Actually, Aaron's in the back on a booster chair. Yeah, strapped in. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe even the boot. Yeah.
Tied to the back, just being dragged along by his feet.
He's on a skateboard out the back. Yeah.
Where are we? we've been left behind. We've been left behind by that Kevin chap in Home Alone.
I mean, Tony. But the thing is, Diari's complaining about getting dealt 9-3 because Tony's raised. But the reality of it is Tony is raising with any 2 cards there. And if any of Diari's friends are at home and are listening to this stream, trust us, he's raising with any 2 cards there.
I'm a little bit disappointed Tony didn't flip over 8-3 there.
And Diari's giving it all the you're just getting good cards. Like, no, it really isn't going to be that case when the stacks are the way they are.
I think Tony's competent enough to know exactly what he needs to do.
So this is now Aaron's big blind. Blinds are 10,000, 20,000, where they're running ante of 2,000. He started with 70,000. I mean, are you pretty much calling any?
Find a fold with any
you
two
can't find. Are you finding a fold here at all? No. No. You're not. Yeah, not even looking. So you let Diari make his move here, and he's got to walk.
Even with the deuce 3 there, I set him in time. Lee.
But you know you're getting a call. You know you're getting a call, Simon. It's massively different there. Yeah, Chris will agree with me, Chris.
Deuce 3 is a strong hand.
I would not be moving in with deuce 3.
I wouldn't either.
The LPMers out there will disagree with you. Matt Carter will have something to say about that.
Interesting one. Post up on the forum. Let us know. You're in that position. So the small blind into big blind. Big blind's already got 20,000 of his 70,000.
And you can all let us know that Simon's wrong.
Oh, no. I'm not saying mathematically it's
post on the forum.
I'm saying it's a special hand.
All you need to post on the forum is Simon's wrong. That's all you need to do. Just go on the forum, post on the update thread. Simon's wrong. So it was Diari with 2-3. Made the right decision to fold that and give Aaron a walk.
Thanks.
So I say just on the forum, just post Simon's wrong. That's all you need to do. So it's Kieran in the small blind, Tony in the big blind, and it's going to be Diari to act first. I get the feeling here. Now this is an interesting spot now. So if Diari folds, is Aaron shoving any 2 cards?
Again, Lee, we've obviously proven that I'm never
Chris,
really
your take
correct,
on this. So let's see what Diari's. But I'm making the assumption Diari's going to. I'm just making the assumption Diari's going to fold. Is Aaron shoving any 2 cards?
Apparently not.
But would you be?
I would. There would be a certain amount of selection with the cards I've got, bearing in mind that everyone else is short, and it's not a case of if everyone else has got 20, 30 big blinds, then yes, I'm just trying to double up. But
So Kieran's all in. He's asked for a count. 168 is the count. 169 is the count. He's already committed 20,000 in the big blind. Tony's giving that kind of shrug of, well, yeah, do I just call this?
It's the look of a northern man.
He says he calls. He says I'm going to call. He's got ace 4 and Kieran's got ace 7. It's the ace 7 at risk here.
There is a 4 on the flop. Tony takes the lead. Ace on the turn, giving him 2 pair, and a queen on the river, and we see Kieran depart in 4th place.
and the most delighted player at the point with that outcome is Aaron.
So we're going to lose Kieran in 4th place.
All day long, right?
Tony just adds to his stack.
If anything, Aaron may need to change his trousers.
He is sporting a wonderful pair of tracksuit trousers.
Appropriate. I think the medal.
And all 3 players have won the elusive APAT medals. I
Setting
know
themselves apart from Ian Witt.
Ian was, who is still chasing his first APAT medal.
So yeah.
But Tony has a stronger hand. Tony moving, he's actually allowed Diari to make a call.
So we see an open from Tony in the small blind and a call from Diari in
Talk us through the flop inside.
in the big blind, and we have a flop of Queen 6-7 2 high. And it's Tony to act first. In other news, I'm now so tired that I just tried to drink my microphone. And Tony leads out for 55,000 into a pot of approximately 105,000. Diari is counting out a call. But lets it go. And Tony rakes in the pot. And for the next time we'll have Tony on the button, Diari in the small blind, and Aaron in the big blind. I just tried to drink my microphone again.
So I reckon Tony's now on just over 1.5 million. I mean, these guys have got to start making some moves at some point here. This is big blind, so surely this is a snap call from Aaron with any 2 cards here. But
Sorry,
he's having a look to see what to do. And he folds. He's already already got £1,210 locked up.
We are back.
And we're back in the room. We just had to go dark there for a minute. Simon's just checking the cameras in focus. Yeah, we're all good. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So
Tony takes that part down. And we now have Aaron on the button, and Tony in the small blind, and Diari in the big blind.
No, I'm good now. I'm good. I'm absolutely fine. Don't do nothing your way. Thank you, Jake.
Yeah.
And Aaron shoves from the button. He declares that he hasn't got a lot when asked for his chip stack count, and it turns out to be 67,000 chips. I've just stood on Lee's foot. He doesn't look happy about it, but
mate, didn't even notice.
didn't even notice apparently. He has another one. He's fine.
Light as a feather. Yeah. Light as a feather.
Tony is deep in thought. Tony declares he is also all in and is down to Diari for his decision. With a chuckle, he looks again at his cards and mucks them face up. He mucks ace 10
folds
face up.
ace 10. So here we go.
And
It's
Tony has king 4.
King 4 against king 6. It's the king 6 at risk.
Aaron very excitedly pumps the table. And the flop is 10 deuce 3. Jack of clubs on the turn, giving Tony a flush draw, but the 3 on the river
And it's
means a
chopped.
chop pot.
It's chopped up. And it's chopped
And they'll
up.
both chop up Diari's big blind.
So while the dealer's just chopping this up, I would just like to say a huge thank you to Sarah and all the team here at the Grosvenor Casino, Portsmouth, Gunwharf Keys. They've been absolutely superb for the weekend. First time they've held an APAT event, and I'm sure Simon, you'd echo my comments. Just superb.
Very impressive, very impressive. I think Grosvenor Casino certainly seems to have pumped a load of money into their poker offerings recently. A lot of the card rooms have been either rejuvenated or created from scratch, and they all look fantastic. And they put on a bloody good show. Bloody good show.
So Aaron lives to fight another day, or another hand at least. He's in the big blind this time.
Tony on the button struggles to peer over his mountain of chips to see his cards. and his glasses.
And it's a call from Diari.
Diari's flatted there.
Aaron says I'm all in.
And that looks to be 78,000.
So it's 50,000 for Diari to make the...
Diari throws in the chips and says, I call, good luck.
Here we go. So
Aaron has ace 5 and Diari has 6-3.
So it's the ace 5 at risk. Ace 5 at risk.
The flop comes 9-6-10, giving
there's a
Diari the
6.
lead. Deuce on
And
the
it only needs
turn.
an ace.
And a
Not
king on the
there.
river, and Aaron leaves us in third place, bronze medal position. Very well played to him. He leaves us with an amount of money that is soon to be determined. £1,210. Well played, mate. And we are heads up. No answer. I mean, no. We're heads up for £2,855 first prize and a Vegas satellite package, which is added value by APAC, and the elusive gold medal. But we all know that the best people have silvers. Lee is reciting words from the Pogues' Christmas song Fairy Tale in New York, which is on in the background, in all fairness.
Songs, and it's November. What's your view on that?
I'm disgusted.
I've been ranting about it all day off mic. It's just,
I don't like Christmas songs.
they said it was going to be one in every hour, just not, but it's pretty much like every other song is a Christmas song.
But what is your favourite Christmas song? Like?
Probably is this one actually.
Fairy Tale in New York. This is a popular choice.
I quite like a lot of the Killers stuff that they do recently now for
Is that
charity.
Christmas songs?
Yeah, they're all proper Christmas songs.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
If you were to ask me, Lee, and
Happy Birthday Guadalupe being one of them.
Is that a real thing?
Genuinely, yeah. Don't Shoot Me Santa is another one.
I mean, you still haven't asked me what mine is.
Very
but,
good. So anyway, Simon, what's your favourite Christmas song of all time?
My favourite Christmas song of all time, Lee, Johnny Mathis, When a Child is Born.
It's a very good choice. Because it doesn't matter whether they're white, black, brown, purple, green, blue, or I want all the chips.
Yes. Yeah, but I think that's how the song goes.
Pretty much.
What's going on? Oh, he needs to get his bronze medal. I think he's donated it to Ian. I think he just said Ian Witt can have it. No?
Chris is having it. Chris
is
loves
having
medals.
That's how he's got such a big
Don't
collection.
don't think, folks. Chris has actually handed that to anybody. He's out there. He's in the car park. Well, you know it.
It's in his pocket. He's had it away. Street value of about 35p. You'll get more than that from Ian.
So it's a raise from Tony and a call from Diari. So we're going to see a flop.
Ace 9 8. How do you feel about that flop, Lee?
I think he's probably hit both their ranges bang smack in the face.
Massive.
Yeah. So Tony's just asked Diari how many chips he's got. My response would have been, well, whatever you've not got.
It's a fair answer, a factual answer.
But it is about, we think it's
about 200k.
It's got about 220 behind, we think, maybe.
And Tony,
40,000 bet. Very quick call from Diari. We're going to see a turn. This
turn is another ace.
This hand has got the feeling that it's either going to be the end of it or it's going to put Diari back on the road to recovery.
I think one of those two situations are very likely.
I don't see this going check.
I think both of them have got way too much heart to check this one down. Diari's checked and bet has let out 60,000. It feels to me like he's giving him a bit of rope to hang himself.
If Diari makes this call, I mean, he is pretty much committed. If he's not already, if I'm honest.
You would say so.
Yeah.
Folds.
Well, that was my view. I think that was the line.
Yeah.
It was a case of if you made that call, you were pretty much committed to.
And Tony gets stronger. I think we feel it's only a matter of time before the inevitable happens. The dealer leaves to be replaced by his manager, who will be taking all the glory in this heads-up competition. He has his sleeves rolled up. He looks like he means business.
You get the feeling Dan's been at the desk watching this now for hours, and you feel he's coming in now for the glory. He's coming for the glory, isn't he? He's coming in for the photos at the end, in for the glory. Yeah. Dan's gone, step aside. The professionals here. I don't think we're even going to get a smirk out of him. Look, he's staying completely stone-faced. I don't think there's anything you could say, Simon, that's going to get any reaction.
I think there's plenty I could say that would get a reaction, but probably not a positive reaction.
Probably get you thrown out of the casino.
It wouldn't be the first time.
So it's a fold from Diari, which means Tony adds a couple more chips.
And how much would we say Diari's got left there, Lee?
At 190, I think so.
I think you might be pretty much spot on there, Lee. Tony to act first and peeks his cards over his.
I mean,
chip stack.
is there at any point here you take your foot off the gas with this sort of stack?
I think I'm shoving a very
You're
big
like
part of my range.
you're like 9-1 chip for chip lead here. I mean, is there anything here where you're not basically sticking your chips in?
There's not much, certainly. I'm looking to get my. I'm looking to put maximum pressure on him, and knowing that variance can also play a factor. And we get a call and.
All in a
Ace
call.
6 from Tony.
Ace 6 from Tony, and it is
met
King
by King 6 from Diari.
So it's the King 6 at risk. Can't see them
For
on
the
the
gold
camera
medal.
there, but this is it.
For all the glory.
Diari needs a king.
And it comes
It
Ace,
comes-
Queen 4.
That's
a
pretty
nail
much.
in the
That's
coffin.
pretty much going to be it.
And a 6 on the
but
turn.
It's 3 diamonds now, though, and there's a King of diamonds out there.
And it's a
5
5
there,
of
and that's
spades.
going to be it. And we're going to lose Diari Kadir in second place, and our winner, our UK Amateur Poker Champion for season 10, 2016, is going to be Tony Johnson.
Tony Johnson.
Players are congratulating each other. Superb effort. Tony is the winner. And Diari finishes in second place. Diari finishes with £1,860. Tony's going home with £2,855 plus the Destination Vegas 2017 package with £1,750. Not a bad weekend's work.
Let's not forget the gold medal there, Lee.
Oh, and there's a medal as well. There's a medal as well. So super. We're going to set up for a photo here, guys, of our medalists and obviously of our winner. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Huge thank you to everybody that's helped to commentate on this today. Simon, Chris, Tristan, John. I think I've covered off everybody that's grabbed the mic at some point.
Subtract John from that equation.
Big thank you to Lucy and Tom, but the biggest thank you of all goes to Sarah and the team here at the Grosvenor Casino, Portsmouth, Gunwharf Keys. They've been absolutely fantastic for the weekend. First time we've been down here, and I'm sure pretty much all of the players will back me up in saying we'd love to come back again because it's been absolutely fantastic. Our next event is going to be at Edinburgh. So we're up in Edinburgh in February for the Scottish Amateur Poker Championships. You'll be able to satellite in online, buy in online, use Eventbrite to book your seat for that if you like. Don't forget, next Sunday is the UK Online Poker Championship on Grosvenor Poker Online. £30 buy-in with a £550 UK GQPT seat added for the winner. That's a 6 o'clock start next Sunday. Get online if you can to play that. We'd love to see you there. Hope you've enjoyed the update and all the live blogging on the forum. You can get all the latest information and the blogs and the photos and all of the old previous live streams on apat.com. Go on there if you like, but we'll see you in Edinburgh in the new year.
To me, all right, mate. We're going to take a couple, okay, and then we can choose the best ones from. Why not? Yeah, why not really piss you off? Do us a favour, mate. Could you lift the medal or show the medal or in some way or something? Yeah, whatever way you want to do it, mate.
Don't you love it? Then it
Yeah.
means something to you.
It means a lot, doesn't it, mate? Shut up. Right, you ready? Yeah. Lovely, mate. Thanks, right. Happy?
bring him down a bit.
How do you even have friends left, Chris?
He doesn't. Just acquaintances.
That's the point of the
That's a good thought, mate. I like that.
Oh, no, that's the one. That's definitely the one we want. No, we're deleting this one.
How do you need one?
First four, so we're deleting